What is up, guys? We are back at it with another one, and welcome back to Financial Force Group. And as always, we are going to start with the disclaimer. Information provided is based on our personal views of the current market. It does not constitute any legal, tax, financial, investment, or any other advice. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. All right, we are back today. We are going to have a look at a few pairs, which is DXY, gold, and Bitcoin, which is BTCUSD. So let's just have a look at the markets as we are in the fourth and final quarter of the year. Let's try to capitalize on major moves as the year is about to end. Let's see how the dealers are about to close off their books for the year. So, all right, without wasting much of the time, let's jump right into it. All right, so this is the DXY chart, which you're seeing right there. And, I personally love to start with the higher time frame, which is the daily time frame. And from the market maker's perspective, we are currently trading off of a peak formation low, meaning to say we are. Let me just do some drawings for you. All right, we had our peak formation low right there. All right, this is our reversal point. This was our reversal point, or this is the low of the year the dealer has created. Okay, this is the low of the year the dealer created right here. So we are simply trading away from the peak. Okay, this is the peak formation low right here. So let's just label that peak formation low. Peak formation low right there. So what do we see? We had three levels to the upside, which these are the H4 three levels, 1, 2, 3. These were three pushes to the upside on the H4 time frame. All right. If you saw my previous video, I think I clearly highlighted the levels. Today I'm not going to touch much on that. Okay. All right. So if you have a look at the current market price where we are currently, we are at a critical reversal point where the dealer simply retested this order block right there. Right. The last week the dealer was in a downtrend, and this week I'm simply anticipating for the dealer to continue pushing price to the upside like that. This is what I'm expecting. We haven't broke this low yet. So to me, we are still at that peak formation low, so we are still looking for buys. All right. So this is how the daily is looking, and I'm expecting price to reaching this zone right there. Will be our potential take profit right here. All right. So this is how the daily time frame is looking right there. Let's switch it up to the H4. Let's see how the H4 is looking. So this is the H4. We had our level 1 there. So this was level 1. We had our level 2 push right there, and we had a final push into level 3 right there. Currently, we are coming off of a peak formation high on the H4. We had our first level consolidation. Now the dealer is pushing into the last level for us to have a reversal. So this is what I'm simply expecting for the week on DXY. We are still expecting for the dealer to give us a push to the downside, maybe possibly a port move into the week beginning, and give us our W, and then we are simply going to buy from that zone to the upside. So I'm expecting DXY to appreciate in value. Hence, USD X pairs, they have to rise this coming week, I'm going to be expecting US dollar to rise, to appreciate in value. All right, so this is how the DXY is looking. So yeah, that is it. Let's switch to gold. Let's have a look at gold. I'll have to start with the higher time frame. Let's start with the weekly. On the weekly time frame, what about gold that we have exhausted our pushes? We had our peak formation right there. It was all peak formation from over head and shoulder. This was the shoulder, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And then we had a push from here to there. That was our level 1. This was a whole month right there. We had a push into level 1, and we had another push into level 2. And finally, this was our last push. Right there, this was our last push into level 3. So what I can see here on the weekly, from a weekly perspective, I can see that we exhausted the pushes, and I don't see gold coming back to this high anytime soon. So let's go drop down to the lower time frames on the daily. Let's have a look at it. So from the daily perspective, what I can see here is that gold gave us a first leg, the leg, and then this is the second leg. So currently we are at the D1 second leg. So we are simply expecting the price to reverse to the downside. This is what I'm expecting. I'm expecting price to reverse to the downside. All right, gold. Let's switch up to the H4. Okay. This is how I break down my charts. So this was our first weekly. This was our first leg on the weekly time frame. Gold gave us a push. Then this was a reset, and I'm sure it's going to be an unconfirmed reset. And then they came to give us another push there. So what am I expecting now? I am expecting gold to retest this high right here, or possibly push slightly above that high. So I'm simply expecting this week, I'm going to be expecting buys on gold to that high or slightly above, and then I'm going to be expecting for long-term sells to the downside like that. As you can see that from the daily perspective, that we are simply going to expect for something like this on the TDI, and then going to continue dropping the market to the downside like that. So this is what I'm expecting on gold. So we are currently at a peak formation high. We are at a critical reversal point, which is our peak formation high right there. So this is where we are trading from, and we are possibly looking for long-term sells and short-term buys into the coming week. All right, this is what we are expecting. The H4, the H1. As you can see from the H1, we had level 1 there, and we had a push into level 2 right there. And lastly, the dealer pushed price into level 3 right there. This was our M pattern, which was a peak. Currently, this is where we are. I'm expecting the test last week's low. Yeah. Before we then look to buy gold for this coming week. All right, so please, let's keep an eye on gold. Let's keep an eye on gold. This is what I'm expecting. We are going to have a false move beginning, retesting this low or maybe slightly below this low, and then we are simply going to buy. All right, so that's it on gold. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. All right, this is the weekly chart on Bitcoin. As you can see, that Bitcoin has been rallying to the upside for a couple of years. Bitcoin has been rallying to the upside, right? Since 2022, Bitcoin has been going to the upside. You can see from this trend line which I've just drawn right there, Bitcoin was in a simple uptrend, and currently, what are we expecting? Right, from the market makers perspective, see that we had a reset at the 200 EMA, which was our peak formation low. All right, right there, it was an ugly W. And then we had a push into our level 1. We had a second push into level 2. And lastly, Bitcoin pushed into level 3. So what am I expecting right now? I'm expecting price to come back to these highs. As you can see from the TDI, what I see is that we need to come back and have an MBO bounce right there. Then we're going to continue dropping. So we have just broke this low here, signaling that price has changed structure. This was a break of market structure, signaling that a change in trend. We're now expecting price to continue dropping to the downside. So it's either we are going to have price visiting these highs, or we are simply going to have a retest on this order block right there. Then price will continue to drop. So let's dive down to the daily. Let's see how the daily is looking. In the daily time frame, what I can notice is that we had a peak formation high there, and we had, let's switch to the H4 time frame. Right, the H4 time frame is looking beautiful. What do we notice? We had a peak formation high there, all right, on Bitcoin. Price pushed into level 1. This was level 1. Why? Because the dealer did not break this low. I was still anticipating the dealer to 2 levels to the downside after this low was broken. So to me, this whole boxed area here, this was 1 level, right? And then we had a second push into level 2 right there, all right? And then lastly, the dealer was a push into level 3. So currently we are in level 3 on Bitcoin, okay? So from level 3, what do we expect? We expect the dealer to give us a reversal, all right? And if you are to look at the D1 time frame, as you can see that we had a peak formation high. The dealer simply gave us, these are 2 levels on the daily time frame, okay? But on the H4 time frame, you notice that we have got 3 market maker cycle there, and this is currently where price is. And I'm expecting the dealer to beginning false move, possibly breaking this low right here. All right, I'm expecting the dealer to break that low. I'm expecting the dealer to give me something like this. I'm simply expecting the dealer to break the low or retest the low, and then we are going to buy opportunities on Bitcoin. So let's have a look at the H4. So from the H4, as you can see, that this is we are now at a critical reversal point, which is the peak formation low, okay, which is our reversal area. Having the peak formation low right there, all right? So I'm simply expecting for a clear W formation on the time frame before I then look to buy. But I'll be expecting the dealer to retest this low right here, or even to break this low. This price 93,208.93 before I then look to buy and hold. So this is currently where we are, and this is what we're expecting for the week. So as you can see right there, that I'm expecting the price to either retest this price line here, I'm expecting the dealer to reach price line right there, and then expect for long term sell, or I'm simply expecting the dealer to request buys right here, and then request the market. All right. So these are the two scenarios that I'm expecting on Bitcoin. Okay. So we are simply going to monitor price action here. In this price point, this is where we are simply going to monitor price, and then we are going to take it from there. If the dealer doesn't show us signs of reversal from this point, we are simply going to wait for the next zone, which is right here. So this is what I'm expecting, guys, for the week. And if you've watched until this end, thank you so much for watching. And remember to like the video, share the video with friends and family. And as always, subscribe to the channel, hit your post notification bell so that you don't miss each time we post new content. And yeah, thank you so much, guys. Feel free to get in touch with me for the list of my services. I'll leave my information, my contact details in the description below. As always, thank you so much, guys. Have a beautiful week. Cheers.